This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's been a while. I'm joined by former professional boxer, Mr. Thomas Little. Are you a Thomas Little?
Dear father, I'm back. I hope I got dead. I'm back. No, cool. Do you know what? I'm happy with retirement. I don't even think about boxing. Woke up the other night, shadow boxing, blowed out in 3 minutes. Other than that, I'm happy with retirement. Don't even think about it.
It's always a worry when we see people that have boxed kind of for the majority of their life and it suddenly comes to an end. It's almost a question of what do you do now? So how have you found that kind of little transition period, even though it's only been, what, 2 months, 2.5 months?
Do you know what it is, KUGAN? I ain't really found no transit because like, I weren't the biggest routine person anyway until
You ain't found a transit?
I've robbed one, it's out there.
Go on.
No, I ain't found like no big transition period anyway because it was only the last couple of fights where I booked in and had proper real camps and whatever. Well, I say that, no. Because whenever I had a fight, I did train. So, but I've not been one of them always up, always in the gym, or every day. It was like if I got a fight with good notice, I'd go in, I'd be in there every day, and I'd train exactly how I needed to train. But I haven't really, like, it don't really bother me about that. I miss being around boxing. I don't miss the boxing part of it. Do you know what I mean? I miss being around boxing. I miss being around boxing people. Other than that, it don't really bother me. Just getting on with everyday life, being a civilian. Anybody fucking now I want the trials. See, now I ain't bothered about Nate. Now I want yous now, because don't think I wouldn't leave you in a funny mess. I'm telling you now.
I'm completely guessing this, but I'm assuming there comes a point after you've retired, and I'm talking to you specifically here, where it might be a couple of weeks, it might have been a couple of days, where you think to yourself, did I make the right decision? Have you come to that period yet?
Yeah, I've had I thought, have I jumped the gun here? Then I just simply watch the fight back. Simple as that. I watch the fight back. I see, it's not hard to see. Listen, me and Babbitt done some, more so Babbitt to me, but I think, we both hurt ourselves in that fight. We both put a lot on the line with ourselves. Me ear, and me head, and even me ribs at some point. I'm telling you now, he's one strong little bastard, him, you know. But, it's just one of them. It's one of them where you just think yourself, I could see the things that I would love to capitalise on, and I just couldn't. And that relights it all to me. Don't be wrong. You can make a case for Babbitt, especially in this new bridgeweight. You look at the last good 5 people I've fought. You can make cases for them at world titles and at world level. I've lost to legitimate killers. Do you know what I mean? No 2 words about it. I didn't ever really fight at a proper level suited to me. That's the only thing I'm disappointed at. But you got to do what you got to do for money. That's it. It's pointless. I'd rather be sitting here as I'm sitting now, done a little bit of something out of boxing, never earned the world, but done all right. And rather than sit there thinking myself, I've got this undefeated record, but I ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Do you know what I mean? So it's a two-edged sword, isn't it? There's very few that can have both, an undefeated record and plenty of money. So, yeah, listen, I won't be out of boxing completely. I would not be out of boxing completely. I'll be coaching people. I'm going to get my coach's badge when all this here lines up. Listen, I think I've got a wealth of experience and that. I think I'll probably make a good trainer. But I know I'll make a good trainer. So, I'll make a better trainer than I will a fighter, I know that much for sure. Which weren't hard. But, yeah, suppose I might come out of retirement for an exhibition somewhere or something.
I was going to come on to that because I suppose the real test for you is if something, God forbid, was to be put your way, even though promoters shouldn't really be offering you fights because they know not just that you're retired, but the reasons why you gave that you retired. So if something was to pass your way, whether you can kind of use your sensible head and decline that despite of any financial reward.
I have 0 cents, Coop. I have 0 cents. Come on, I got kids. Listen, let me put it this way. Somebody come up to me with a good offer, I'll have a fight in a second. I'll get on that car park now and have a fight for enough money. Right? Let me put it this way. Someone chucked Jake Paul money about around me, yeah? Right? Do not think I wouldn't collapse that YouTuber's head in a heartbeat. Has he even got a weight class? I'll tell you what I'd even do. Right? I'm a retired fat slob who got... But listen, I've lost a hell of a lot of fights. But as dead be my dear grandfather, right? I'll be put on top of him. I'd end him in about 3 shots. Keep beating poor old basketball players up and talking about people's wives. See him. I'd give him the best kick in the balls he's ever had in his life. Like that. See, I'd never get offered names like that. I always get serial killers that what are capable of hurting you. He couldn't break skin on a rice pudding. Him. Yeah, honestly, have you? No, because it aggravates me. It do aggravate. It genuinely aggravates me. See things like that grate on me. The fact that following right now, this is to any kids, right? Any kids that are coming through and like they think, how do I go about being a good, successful professional boxer? Forget about being talented. Forget about working hard. Go for 10 years and build yourself a big Instagram following, and you'll make a fortune. That's 100%. Because Jake Paul's living proof of it. Because he is not worth 10 pence. I'll tell you what I'd do. Uncle Eddie, where you at? Uncle Edward. Right? You like putting YouTubers on you and spectacles. Bring him over here. I'm cheap. You know I'm cheap. Have me dirt cheap. Especially for him. And I'd even make 16 stone. I'd drop £10 off me all time later. I'd make 6. Has he got a weight? He ain't got a weight, has he? That's what I mean. He ain't even got a weight class. He's calling Conor. He wants to beat midgets up. Not midgets, because Conor is a lethal little man. Bad little mofo. But what I'm getting at is, like, calling out big dogs and like little tiny men who's achieved a lot for a bit of fame, talking about their wives and whatever not. Let me tell you something. See him, I'd Axel Jim Dug at him in a second. I'm telling you now, I'd tombstone him in a second, I would. You want to make a spectacle, let me tell you something. I am the man. Do not look no further. I am your ultimate spectacle.
So the summary of what you just said there is you are retired, but basically if Jake Paul wants it, you'll have it.
If you want some, I'll give it you. Right, never mind your fans, never mind your ground, I'll give it you. Do you know what I mean? That cool. Listen, I'm happily retired. Got no wish or want of fighting. Genuinely ain't. But him, I'd make a specialist exception for. And I mean, I would give him a biblical ass kicking. I'm telling you now, like, I'm pretty sure in years to come, there'll be like our version of the Bible. Like in 2,000 years, there'll be our version of the Bible. The kicking I'd give Jake Paul would be in that book. Like, I'm telling you now, like, I would get, like, and if I couldn't, I'd ring you personally. I'd ask you to delete not just this interview, every interview I've ever done, and I'd make sure that I was nowhere associated near boxing, fighting, or full combat sports of any type if I could not be that big dope. Because that's what he is. Come on, listen, you're a boxing man. You know boxing. I think it's insulting to our sport. Fair enough, make your money. Make money, do well. But let me tell you something. There's a difference between lions and men. A difference. right? And that's the same difference between a true fighting man and Jake fucking Paul. And that's it. The man's just a fucking helmet, isn't he? Like, you don't talk about a man's wife. Talk about me. You talk about, what's that? Well, I can guarantee you that simpleton don't even know who I am. But I can guarantee you now, I'm not making out that I'm the be-all and end-all. I'm simple cunt Tom Little from Hatfield. Who I could bet your bollocks to a barn dance. I would lead him up the garden path rather quickly and kick his grandmother clean right out of him. And that is the two bob of it all. You could not put that no more plainer. And you wouldn't have to give me YouTube money to... Do you know what? I'd even do it and give the money to charity. Well, I don't know, because the whole family do need feeding. But I was a bit hasty there, because I won't write cheques I can't cash. But I would marmalade him, I would.
Okay, so... I actually believe what you're saying completely, but just in general life, you're happily retired.
I'm happily retired. Unless Jake Paul or any other the fucking heavyweights want it. No, I'm happily retired. Listen, Coog, I would have loved to went on and won British titles. And listen, I do believe genuinely, I do believe in my art of arts, I was capable of it. And some people, the amount of messages I've got, you're not done yet, you're not done yet. I've had people inboxing, like they're like saying you're not done yet. I believe if you had this, if you had that. Listen, if's a big word. If my granny had balls, she'd be me granddad. If's irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? It's no good saying if. Do you know what I mean? What I'm telling you is the short and simple terms as it is, I'm too little, too late. And that is it. But I do believe at 100-year-old with no timing, possibly blind as well, I could still be a YouTuber. And that is it. Listen, fair play to them for what they're doing, earn fortune to money and whatever not. But do not kid yourself. Kid your own fans, kid your own people, like the YouTube people, like fair play to you, kid them, all have a little dust up amongst one another, yeah, fun to see, nice to watch. Don't talk about proper boxing men, or proper fighting men, whether they be cage fighters or whatever not, because, look, me, I am probably at the lowest scale, but there's a world of difference between us and them. There's a world of difference between us and them. And that's how people get really badly hurt. I wouldn't really mind really bad, not life-changing hurting, but I wouldn't I could make it really embarrassing. Like, really embarrassing.
Okay. You're pleased to see... You're up. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for that. I'm pleased to see you too. Are you glad to see your old friend Billy Joe Saunders look set to face Canelo Alvarez in May of this year?
Everybody get your bank books, cheque books and dole books ready, because I will take bets with anybody. He's the man to dethrone him. Whatever they want to do, whatever they want to put down, never mind going to the bookies. I could do with some money. Come to me, Tommy Bet. When the fun stops, stop. But that's trademark.
Tom, but yeah, it's reports obviously look to see Billy Joe finally land that Canelo fight, which he's been chasing obviously for a long time. He was meant to have got the fight last year. If it wasn't for the pandemic situation, he would have landed that fight in May last year. But yeah, I think people look at Billy Joe as the best chance, not just out of the Brits to face him in his career, but in his career, one of the better people who had a better chance of beating him is someone like Billy Joe Saunders.
150 million %. It's not rocket science. If you know boxing and you understand boxing, look, it's an uphill task for anybody that gets in the ring with such a rounded fighter as Canelo. He's the pound for pound number one for me, for doing what he's done and what he's proved. But what I would say is this here: you have a look at whatever he's ever struggled with, no matter how long it may be. He struggles with movers, struggles with southpaws, and just altogether awkwardness. Now Billy Joe's all that and more. Billy Joe can punch a bit. He's a better puncher than people or something. And a focused Billy Joe. And I explain this, and I try and explain it to people, whatever. But Billy Joe do not know himself how good he is. He needs a Canelo or whatever. The best opponent Billy Joe's fought up to date, David Lemieux. Yeah? The best performance to date from Billy Joe, David Lemieux. Right now, he hasn't had hard taxing fights on his body. He ain't been as active as people would have wanted Billy Joe to be. But let me tell you something. I'd rather him go to the ring a little bit underactive than had a hard 3-4 years hard fight going into a fight with Canelo. Do you know what I mean? I know what one's less taxing on the body. I believe a good training camp with the good people that he's got around him. I genuinely believe, listen, it's a hard fight. It ain't you can never fight a number one like him and think that it's going to be an easy night. But I genuinely do believe the man about to beat him is Billy Joe. 100%. And I've not said it for 5 minutes. Coop, I've said to you for ages. Like I genuinely do believe that. Me hand on me heart. I ain't saying it if it was me mate or whatever. I'm saying it because that's what I genuinely believe in boxing. Like I believe that styles make fights, and Billy Joe is all wrong for someone like that. Billy Joe's got one of these things. And I was saying the other day, I've only seen 3 people that I know personally that got it. Tyson, Billy Joe, and him who Billy Joe got, me little mate Louis. Yeah, they got this thing where they fight, whether it be a spar, whether it be whatever it is, they find a way, even if they ain't on song. Have a look at they just always find a way. They find a way to win, and that's a rare thing to have. Because so many fighters you see, it ain't their night. They ain't having their night. They're having a bad night at the office, and it results in them losing or whatever. Not listen, people like that, they don't lose. They always find that way. That game changer, whether it be I've got to dig my ankles in and or just get on my feet and just move or shake it off. They can always find that way, that key to open that door, and that's a thing that I don't think Canelo's gonna be able to, not be able to deal with, but he's not used to seeing that. He's not met somebody who not don't accept defeat, won't accept it, will not accept it, will not lay down. He will not listen. Full credit to Callum Smith for what he done. I think he handled himself very well, and especially with his injury, he boxed on. But one thing I can put my hand on my heart and say now, Billy Joe will not go to survive rounds. If Billy Joe gets down to it's a shit or bust situation for him, you can bet your ass to the last penny you got that you'll go out there and he will try and take his head off it. And that's one thing that I do know for 100% fact. There will not be I just want to see the rounds out with him. If he's behind, if he finds himself in a situation where he's behind and he's got to go after him, he will go after him. And I know he will. So I believe he is the man to beat him. I strongly, strongly believe it. I don't just, you know what I mean? I genuinely strongly believe it.
Well, hopefully that fight gets announced officially very soon, and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I mean,
I'll come as part of your cast out there. I mean, I'll get you some good footage, Coke.
We'll think about it. Yeah.
No, sack him, fucking.
All right. Well, listen, Tom. Have you got anything else you'd like to have? Just a quick catch up, really, just to kind of see how you're doing and how you're coping with life after retirement, etc. But have you got anything else you'd like to say? I'm going to give you the mic.
I'm lovely. I'm blessed. I've not been good with me social media since everything went over, but that's due to technical issues. But I do know everybody that's tried to get in contact with me and everything. And listen, I thank you very much for everything. But listen, I know what I've done is for the right reasons. And listen, thank you everybody for your support and everything. It's been great. Thank you to these guys here, KUGAN and everything, because trust me, without them, my career would have been nothing. It was them way. No, listen, genuinely, it wouldn't have been. But I'll see you on the flip side. Unless Jake Paul comes up with that YouTube money, then I will eat his heart out of his chest. I'll go down and we'll lecture on him.
Tom Little, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and we'll definitely catch up with you again soon. I can't not have you on IFL every now and again. It's just a bit weird. So
I think I've earned my place here, haven't I? Part of the furniture.
Cheers, mate.
I've got something like that.
Sicko. Tom, thank you very much. We'll catch up with you soon.